Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eric McKenzie. I'm the Community Services Manager with Military Family Services Europe in the United Kingdom, and it's a pleasure to talk to you today about the power of volunteering. Today, we're simply going to go over the history of National Volunteer Week. We're going to talk about our MFSE, as well as the Personal Support Program volunteers, as well as the benefits of volunteering, why people volunteer, and then the personal human connection behind volunteering. In terms of the history of National Volunteer Week, Canada led the way by celebrating National Volunteer Week in 1943 to recognize the contribution of women on the home front during World War II. I think it's equally important to not forget about their services overseas as well. Celebrations dropped off after the war, and then interest resurged in the late 1960s and early 1970s. The April Week of Recognition was made official in 1990. This year, National Volunteer Week will be held in about 2 weeks from 24 to 30 April. It's a time of year to celebrate and thank Canada's 12.7 million volunteers. The theme for this year in 2022 is volunteering and empathy in action. It affirms the strong connection between volunteers and empathy, and this profound human connection is at the heart of healthier individuals and stronger communities. So Military Family Services Europe and Personal Support Programs in the UK have been blessed this past year to have 16 volunteers assist with our programs and services. Our MFS volunteers range from youth to adults, serve as advisory committee representatives, help with the Canadians on OutCan Facebook page, hosting outreach events at their houses between lockdowns, of course, volunteering with Santa's elves, assisting with our virtual youth programs, or on a panelist for a virtual travel forum. As you can see here, there's a list of our volunteers for MFS and PSP. The names in red are those who have since been posted out this past APS. So MFS and PSP celebrated these volunteers on Thursday, 10 March. And during that night, we highlighted all of the efforts that they did. And here is a slide that shows all of the MFS volunteers throughout the actual last fiscal year. And here are the PSP volunteers that were recognized that evening. You'll see some photos from a Go Ape event, a visit to the Harry Potter studios, as well as some of their virtual offerings. If you've heard of the 4 C's of volunteers, they are confidence, competence, connection, and community. And in terms of the benefits of volunteering, it's important to break it down to several different areas. The first being you as a volunteer. There's obviously the well-being benefit, the skill development, the sense of belonging, and integrating to newcomers, which is especially important as all those who are going to be coming this APS arrive, connect, settle, and hopefully thrive in their new community. In terms of the benefits of volunteering from an organization or business perspective, we look at capacity, the access to skills, attracting talent, community engagement, diversity, and stakeholder relations. From a neighborhood or society perspective, you can look at the benefit of resiliency, leadership, cohesion, citizen engagement, social inclusion, and democracy, to name a few. Now, here are the top 10 reasons of why some people volunteer. Volunteering is good for your mental health. Volunteers help people manage and lower their stress levels. So all those who were surveyed, 94%, reported that volunteering also improves their mood. Number 2, volunteering is good for your physical health. The same study showed that 80% of volunteers feel that they have greater control over their health. Volunteers make better informed decisions about their health, and doing so reduces chronic pain and heart disease symptoms. Number 3, volunteering is good for your self-confidence. Volunteering can boost your self-esteem and instill a greater sense of pride and identity. Volunteering can fight depression. Social isolation is a risk factor for depression. We know that all too well with the last 2 years of the global pandemic. Volunteering helps you to develop relationships and a support system, both of which can help you overcome obstacles and fight depression. Number 5, volunteering expands your social network. Volunteering can help you make new friends and expand your social network. Personal connections, socializing, and numerous opportunities to get together to pursue a common goal can also lead to a deeper sense of community. Volunteering can help you develop new skills. from interpersonal skills to teamwork, time management, organizational, and other professional skills that are also valuable to employers. Again, this is very applicable and important to those in OCAN or at a base wing unit posting where you are unable to work in your desired field. Number 7, volunteering can help put existing skills to work. So many volunteers appreciate being able to contribute their talents in a meaningful manner. Whether you have a business skill or the organization needs, or you have a unique talent that needs an outlet, volunteering is a great way to put your existing skills to work. Volunteering can advance your career. Again, back to that survey, 71% of those respondents felt that volunteering provided them with networking opportunities and job-related contacts, and 49% of new volunteers said that volunteering had helped them in the paid job market. Volunteering can expose you to new career options. Furthermore, volunteering is a great way to try different job roles and industries. Many people have actually found their true calling after volunteering. And last but not least, number 10, volunteering can make a difference in causes that are important to you. In addition, volunteering can help you to contribute to causes that are closer to your heart, whether you've lost a loved one to a devastating disease or have been moved to do something to ease the pain and suffering of others. Your volunteer work can improve the lives of others while simultaneously delivering all of the above benefits. So if you're interested in volunteering, here are some examples in OutCan. You can contribute to the mid-month bulletin. We're often asking for volunteers to provide content either to the mid-month bulletins or to the biannual MFSE newsletter. You can actually share your knowledge or expertise on a virtual session such as this, and some volunteers do that with the travel forums. You can also help prepare welcome bags if you live near an MFSE center, assisting with in-person programs or events. For example, APS Coffee, especially if you're a remote family, we can help arrange for you to be able to deliver coffee to a family that's been posted into your community. You can be on an advisory committee or a unit fund representative. You can assist your local MFSE center. You can help a remote program, for example, Letters to Santa. You can help translate small documents for the community and even host an outreach event. So if you're ever interested in volunteering, it's very important that you realize the worst thing we're going to do is say yes. So if you're interested in volunteering, don't hesitate to contact MFS at mfse.uk@cfmws.com, or as well as our colleagues with personnel support programs at psp.uk@cfmws.com. Now, in terms of the personal human connection, I was selected in 2009 as a Jewish National Fund of Canada ambassador. So I spent a week volunteering and learning back when I had hair. And as you can see here, I was planting trees. So it was an opportunity to learn from all the others on this trip, representing all the other areas of Canada. The highlight for me was actually visiting Yad Vashem. It's the World Holocaust Remembrance Center, and it's where I learned about the International School of Holocaust Studies. A year and a half later, I was attending a month-long international seminar at Yad Vashem, which only led to more volunteering, as I would be a guest speaker at World War II lectures at Acadia University. One of the highlights of the Yad Vashem program was visiting Oskar Schindler's grave and listening to 2 survivors of his factory who actually got married in his factory after the war, and also receiving an actual hard copy of the printed Schindler's List, which was very moving. The same trip with Jewish National Fund of Canada back in 2009 was a personally life-changing experience as well in terms of social benefits. It's again another gift from volunteering. Here I am at a vineyard in the Golan Heights in 2009. Fast forward to attending the same winery in 2011 when I attended the international seminar with other students, and again with friends in 2014. I think it's safe to say that yes, I do really like the wine. During the trip with the JNF, we visited an Israeli Defense Force base, where I was inspired when meeting soldiers a few years younger than me, who have way more responsibility than I could ever imagine. Fast forward a few years and reconnecting with my friends and her husband by introducing them to the Pride of Nova Scotia, Alexander Keith. We were actually able to host the JNF employee who I met in Israel in 2009 and show her around Nova Scotia during 2 trips, one in 2012 and one in 2014. Here we see her at the actual Pete Luckett's vineyard in Nova Scotia, which is actually very ironic now that I'm in London with those famous red phone booths everywhere. I think the highlight for her during her visit was when I took her to Banff, and she had never thrown a snowball in her life, and that was her first ever attempt. And my gosh, as you can see, she had perfect aim, right in the ear. In terms of the personal connection, it was amazing to attend a friend's wedding, someone who I met at the 2011 seminar, along with my friend Maya from Israel. So here is Liz and I in Montreal, who is the one that baked those cookies, and that is attending her wedding in New York City. And unfortunately, I had to learn that there is a little bit of a cultural difference between attending a Christian wedding and a Jewish wedding. I sat down with my friend Maya from Israel on the left-hand side, and she goes, you can't sit here. I said, oh, I think this is a great seat. We have a great view. No, you can't sit here. I didn't realize, but you can clearly see from the photo, all the men have to sit on one side of the aisle and all the ladies have to sit on the other side of the aisle. But again, it's part of the experience, and it was a memorable moment to be there for my friend. In terms of the most memorable moment or the personal human connection, without hesitation, I have to say it was incredibly inspiring to actually meet Hannah Pick. So if you're seen on Netflix recently, there was a film called My Best Friend Anne Frank. So that actually is a story between Anne Frank and Hannah Pick, and Hannah is seen here on the left-hand side in the photo on the right. It was amazing to actually hear her as a Holocaust survivor speak to us at Yad Vashem. And she was 82 years old then, and she's still alive now. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to meet someone in person, and then obviously watch a movie about them and Anne Frank. And if you're ever interested in wanting to know what liberties the director took in terms of what actually is accurate and what was maybe Hollywoodized, you can reach out to me at mfse.uk@cfmws.com, and I can gladly share you a little more information behind the scenes about that movie. Most importantly, there's a great benefit of volunteering personally and professionally. So it says here, the smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. There's 2 other quotes that I really enjoy about volunteering, and it says, volunteers do not necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. You make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. And secondly, volunteers are the only human beings on the face of the earth who reflect this nation's compassion, unselfish caring, patience, and just plain love for one another. I hope you enjoyed today's Lunch and Learn, and I wish you all the best and encourage you to volunteer in the future. Thank you.